Of course, after spring practice in May and June, a lot of these individual team program camps get revved up with a lot of the younger players in the high school ranks trying to impress for a couple of years down the road. But in regards to the big and national camps, it's almost time to go to camp again here. I know you're keeping track of Kaiden Prothro, a top tight end who's got a number of suitors there in the SEC.
Camp season is officially kicked off this weekend in Carrollton, Georgia. The Under Armour camp season was welcomed hundreds and hundreds of prospects, not just of the 2026 class, but some of the top talent. But probably the headlining guy, let's change a little bit, still talking on offense, but a position we don't talk a lot about and doesn't often have a lot of elite rankings in this, when we talk about the recruiting it. But, Kaiden Prothro is an elite blue chip tight end that every top program, every top conference has been looking to land. And the question is, some of the names we're going to mention obviously are the typical ones that we would expect to hear, especially when it comes to landing elite programs. But the one I'm interested to see that can make a late push is Texas. Can Texas make up for lost time? And I say this because Texas is trying to creep in landing a visit. Prothro says he's going to end up being at Texas, and it looks like they are going to close his officials. But I say this because Texas has yet to see him step foot in Austin. They have a lot of recruiting ground to make up. And with him being such an elite prospect, can Steve Sarkisian really be able to, up the names that we're going to talk about? So again, this is a kid that, I use a phrase a lot, the same as advertised. Kaiden Prothro, when you see him coming off the bus, he checks every box. He's as advertised. When you see his offer sheet, his offer sheet is one that you would be envious of. There's every program from top to bottom, from every conference that wants this kid on their offense as a tight end. He's got a remarkable speed. Deceptively speedy, and of course his frame is massive. So again, he fits all the typical, checks off all the boxes, like we like to say in recruiting as far as the tight end position. And not only does he excel on the football field, Mark, he is not just a dual sport athlete. He's a tri-sport athlete, a 3-time state champion in football, also plays basketball and also plays baseball. So when you're talking about a kid who really brings a lot of athletic ability to the table, his name is right by it. His picture is right by it because he is as advertised. He definitely has no problem adjusting. Obviously, most are recruiting him as tight end, but it'll be interesting to see. He's one of those players that you really could make it a plug and play guy, possibly as a big bodied end wide receiver. But for now, everybody's recruiting him at a tight end. But again, he's one of those players that has so much athletic ability, so versatile, that could easily be used in the playbook at a lot of different areas as far as the offensive playbook. But for now, he's kicking things off in Athens, Georgia on May 30th. He's set to visit Georgia. He's going to be heading over to Tuscaloosa on June 6th to see Bama. Then he's also going to go to the rival Auburn. Like I said, Hugh Freeze is not going to let any top recruit get out of his mix. Auburn is a name that you're definitely going to be hearing a lot about. He's set to hit the Plains on June 10th. But again, Florida, also another program making a big push for him. Obviously, DJ Lagway, being the young quarterback he has also been on the recruiting trail, helping recruit a lot of the top young high school talent. And definitely Prothro could be one of those guys that they use in early on. So Florida is definitely gaining momentum, set there to be June 13th. And of course, can Texas make up for lost time? They come a little bit later to the mix. But as of now, Prothro says he's going to be visiting Austin for the first time on June 20th. So clearly, when it comes to officials, why I say that this is a huge deal as far as Texas being able to earn a visit. When it comes to official visits, as far as these guys, especially like top guys, we have to remember that it usually goes to the programs that have been recruiting the longest with the strongest relationship. So it's really interesting to see in the last couple of weeks what Texas has brought to the table. So we'll definitely be talking to some of our Texas insiders to get more info. What Texas is bringing to the table to be able to earn an official visit, because there's a lot of programs that he's visited that aren't getting officials, that probably been in more contact than the staff has at Texas. So again, and it could also be, with Arch Manning coming up as the next guy on deck, why not have another young guy with a lot of talent like Prothro be up in the mix too? So it's going to be interesting to see what Texas has brought to the table to, to close the show and earn that visit. But again, I look for Florida. I look for Florida to kind of be in the dark horse again. I like what DJ Lagway is doing up there, and I think Texas and Florida bring a unique mix to the table, because I think, unlike the other programs, they're willing to possibly bring on Prothro in a lot sooner, as far as a competition, to possibly earn a 1 or 2 string start. So I really like where this is going. Those are two programs that are anchoring on young quarterbacks in this upcoming season. So I think Prothro, as far as Florida and Texas, might have a slight edge as far as my dark horse choices. But again, I think it's going to be interesting to see the chemistry and what Texas is bringing to the table late in the game to be able to earn an official visit for one of the top tight ends in the country.